You're
No, I
indigenous
don't
or
call.
not?
I'm on Guahoe. I'm on the Dawaka, Haudenosaunee.
Okay, what did I supposed to mean? I don't speak that language. Say me in layman terms. I'm not on this layman terms.
You probably know it as Iroquois or Seneca.
Okay.
I speak my language.
Speak the language. Cool.
That's you guys probably as Iroquois and Seneca because you probably wouldn't be able to pronounce Haudenosaunee or Onotawaka.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right about that because black people in America got stripped of their religion, their culture, the gods. So of course we won't speak that language. Let me ask you this. Who was the first people in the Americas? What race of people was in America first? Hello?
I didn't hear you.
I said,
It was kind of breaking up. Yeah, say it again.
Okay, what people was in America first? What group of people was in America first? What group of people who discovered this land when nobody was on the land? Can you name me the group of people that was on this country in this country first?
I'm guess you're gonna say Black Americans. That's who you think, right?
I would never say Black American because Black American people didn't even exist at that time. I'm going to say African people was in America first, right? Life started in Africa, no? You smiling.
No, maybe to you, I believe this is what my people believe. We have creation stories, and my clan is the animal that's native to this area, not Asia, not Africa, none of that. And the American Indians, I've watched your content before, I have, and you think that American Indians are Siberians, don't you?
Yeah, the Mongolians. Oh, hold on. It's not what you believe.
No. Why do you? Okay, if you believe that they migrated out of Siberia, why do you got to start with Siberia? Why don't you start with Africa? Why don't you call them Africans? Because they migrated out of Siberia before Siberia, bro.
Okay, let me explain. Mongolians look like the people in Siberia. That's why we don't say Africa. We say these group of people come from Siberia. You could go.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me finish, man. You could go and Google Siberia people today and look at Mongolian people today. They look just alike. And hold on, it's not what you believe, it's what you can prove. I can prove life started in Africa. I can prove the oldest bones are found in Africa, not in America. I can prove that.
There's no life over in Africa, bro.
Wow.
They're starving over in Africa. They don't got no water. They're starving over in Africa. Life didn't start there.
Anti-blackness, thanks a lot.
Man, you think I'm anti-black?
That you are anti-black for you to sit there and say there's no water in Africa. The whole world eat off of Africa. Or you can't even have a cell phone without Africa. Rubber tree, chocolate. I mean, you name the resources that other countries eat off of Africa.
You know rubber and chocolate America's from the indigenous people, right?
Not. Got no evidence of that. They bring the Olmec, bring that over here. Why they call the Olmec the rubber people? Because the Olmec came from West Africa, and they bring knowledge, how to move heavy stone, the government structure, spirituality, stuff like that. There was none of that. There was no writing system for the most part before the Olmecs even came here. And obviously, let me guess, you're going to tell me the Olmecs are not African. You're going to say that? You're going to say that, right? You're going to say the Olmecs...
Listen, I'm pretty well versed in this shit. I've been battling native erasure and this conspiracy theory that you're talking about. That's all it is a theory. It's a theory, bro. It's a theory.
All right, the Olmec statue is a theory. The statue, the big heads, that's a theory. That's not facts.
Yo, okay, so you're telling me that Black Americans are the original American Indians and indigenous people to North America. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not going with it. I say the indigenous. I never used the word Native American. But let me show the statue of the Olmec. Let me just show you the statue, because I want you to tell me my eyes is lying. Hold on, let me find that. Let me find it. I want you to tell me.
I get
I
it.
want you to
Dane
tell me.
Calloway,
I'm
he's a
not Dane
big,
Calloway.
he's big
No,
in your
no,
community,
no, no, no,
and
no,
he's
no.
got
He's
good
not.
content. Yeah,
No, I'm
it's
not Dane.
entertaining.
No,
That's all it is.
no.
It's
Dane
entertainment
Calloway, hold
and
on. Dane
conspiracy.
Calloway. No, it's not conspiracy, because Dane Calloway cannot sit there and tell me this picture is black. I know this picture statue
Oh
behind
man,
is African. I don't see
people,
Dane
people.
Calloway. I don't see
Hey,
Dane
Eddie, I
Calloway.
see you. Eddie, show him. Eddie, get the. You know what? The picture that you're showing me, they made memes about this.
I know.
Where they
I know.
actually
They're
have
anti-black.
indigenous
They're
people
anti-black. I
that
know.
live in
They're
the area where they
anti-African.
grew up next to these. They grew up next to those, and they even look identical to that.
No, they
And they're
don't.
not black. They're not
Okay.
black.
If you go to
They're from
West, to you
Central
they're not black.
America.
They're African. If you go to South, if you go to West Africa right now, you would see millions of people who look just like this. You go to
Hey,
South America right now. Hold on, let me finish. If you go to South America right now, you're gonna see 1, 2, 3, 10 people that might look like that. But you go to Africa right now, West Africa specifically, you're gonna see millions of black men that look like this, not dozens like over there in South America. That to go to show you the Olmec DNA exists over there in South America. Again, like I say, you're anti-African, you're anti-black, you're white supremacist, yo. And you're not native. The native just means you're born in the land. You're not indigenous. I use the word indigenous, yo. Indigenous, no one here, nobody would say it. Native just means you're born on the land. So I never use the word native at all. I say the word indigenous. You see how you change the goalpost and put words in my mouth? Because I never use the word Native American not one time. I say indigenous for a reason. Debunk
Are
the
you
statue.
kidding me? You know that their DNA has been tested, and not an ounce was found. Not an ounce of African
I
was
don't
found
got
in
you.
them.
You're a liar. See, don't lie. Hold on. I'm right down the block. I'm like the police station, so I'll be right there.
If he looks at modern day Mayan people, they look like
look at
those
what I'm about to show
colossal
you.
heads.
I know.
Hey,
I seen that
Dr.
already.
Nojobs, check that out.
I seen that. Like I say, 1 or 2 Latino that will have Olmec, some of the features, not all of it, because they don't got the hair. They don't got the hair like the Olmecs. They don't got the beautiful woolly hair like the Olmecs. And they got the nose and the lip, but they don't got the face structure like the Olmec. If you go to West Africa right now, you get all 4. Nose,
Are you
lip, face
serious?
structure, and hair. All
Are
4, not 2 out of 4. The bunk!
Are you
Yo,
looking at
I
his
gotta go.
photo?
Thank you for the anti-blackness. I gotta go.
That was
Yeah, I guess
ridiculous.
it looks like he just dropped down. He only came up here, said that I'm anti-black, and he didn't really even debunk anything that I said. He showed an Olmec head and said that it looks like black people or Africans. This guy that I'm showing you in the picture right now in my background, I'm pretty sure that guy's actually grew up around those Olmec statue heads, those Olmec heads. He's from that area, and he's actually descendant of those natives. So I don't know. We get crazies like that all the time that come up here and they watch a couple Dane Calloway videos. They listen to Josh, Kenya, maybe even Godly, or I didn't know Dr. No Job went off the deep end like that. He used to be for his people and pro black, but that's hope you get the help you stop listening to these conspiracy theories. I ain't gonna say culture vulture, but it's definitely entertaining. Don't drink the
I mean,
Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
if you look at modern day Mayans, they look like those colossal heads, and that's just embarrassing.
I just gotta
What's
say,
up?
I'm so sick of people saying that my Seneca brother is anti-black. He has black lineage. It may not be a large amount, but he has black lineage.
Okay, well, that doesn't mean anything. Black people can be anti-black. But what I do want to say is I'm so sick and tired of Dr. Nojobs coming on this app and spreading misinformation. It's really upsetting me. He was just sitting in a live. The last live that I encountered him in was in a live with people that are from Africa telling them that he is not African. But then you want to go around and claim that you African and you indigenous, more indigenous than the people that are indigenous to the Americas. 2 plus 2 really is equaling 4 to me. I'm going to need him to pick a struggle. You are not indigenous to North America nor South America. Stop being anti-black. How you out here being anti-black and anti-indigenous but telling other people they're anti-black? You're literally anti-black. It's the need to not be from Africa that points your anti-blackness. You don't want to be indigenous to Africa when your ancestors were indigenous to Africa, not North America, not South America. Stay off YouTube. Stop watching them videos on YouTube. Cause it's really failing y'all. He too old. His teeth looking like they about to fall out their mouth because they already deteriorating. He too old to be coming on Beyonce's internet and saying that he's indigenous. I don't have the time.
What did you mean when you said, because you had cut me off for a second when you said that it doesn't matter? People can be anti-black.
Well,
I'm speaking on my brother here, the host.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like...
He's not anti-black.
Yeah, and I don't think that he is, not based off of what Dr. Nojobs was saying.
Okay.
But you can't, just because somebody has black lineage doesn't mean that they're anti-black. That they're not anti-black. That was the point that I was making.
Okay.
Yeah, and we know about the Uncle Toms. We know.
But yeah, we already know he don't speak for the whole black community. Unfortunately, some of my black American brothers and sisters have listened to Hotepery and Notepery. They tell black people in the diaspora that they're not really black, that they're African. They'll call them monkeys and things like that. And then they'll go to indigenous people and tell them they're not indigenous and that they're the actual indigenous people. And it's so embarrassing. I really was trying to get up here while he was up here so I can eat him up.
It just goes to show he's...
Go ahead, J25.
I'm sorry, I was just saying, it just goes to show that he's lost. And a lot of those ethnocentric groups, they're lost. Uneducated and spreading lies and division.
I stand for black and indigenous solidarity, and I cannot do that as long as I have black brothers and sisters that are going around to indigenous spaces doing things like this.
Okay, so while we got 74 people in here, I'm gonna I'm gonna ask the black community. You guys wanna have a revolution with the indigenous people to North America and take this country back?
What type of question is that? I've been saying this forever. I'm gonna need us to write together, so that y'all can get y'all land back and y'all decide what y'all want to do with the POC in this land. Seriously, because it's been governed by these white folk for 400 plus years, and we ain't seen nothing but disgusting atrocities. Like, I'm ready. I'm down.
We were talking about this yesterday. We talk about this every day. I think it's time. We see all these other revolutions happening around the world. It's our turn. Native people and Native Americans, American Indians, African Americans, black, whatever you guys want to call yourselves. These names got pushed onto us by our colonizers. We didn't get to choose these names. So let's have a revolution. The two groups work together. We need to sort out our differences. Yeah, I understand there's a very small group of people that are saying that we're not really who we are and we replace them and that they're the true indigenous. I'm not really so worried about that. I'm asking the community, both country, give it back to the indigenous people and help you guys out too, because I'm well aware of the black people's history in this country, as well as my own. Anybody got anything to say to that?
What I do want to say is, even though, statistics show that indigenous people make up 2.6 of the population, a lot of Hispanic and Latino people are also indigenous. Of course, I know that there are Black Hispanic people. Obviously, I am. But I do believe that we have the numbers because, if I'm not mistaken, Hispanic people are the second largest demographic in America behind white people. So if we group Hispanic people who don't identify as a race, indigenous people, and Black people together, I believe we can do it.
Yeah, I think Mexicans are our distant cousins. I think it's a shame what America is doing to them at the border, saying that they can't come in when only 200 from anywhere from 100 years ago to 200 to 300 years ago, they were in the same position that they were. But their ancestors weren't put in cages like the Mexicans are to this day. They didn't have to sneak in. They all got to come in through Ellis Island on nice ships and get to choose where they wanted to go in this country. People down south, they get put in a bus and driven to wherever the bus driver is going to take them. I think it's sad, and those are our distant cousins. If you're American Indian, a Native American, indigenous to North America, and the people below the border, Central America, South America, those are our distant cousins. You may not think it, but they are. Mexican indigenous ready to fight and unite. Yeah, we need that. The only thing that separates us is a border made by the white man. Before, we didn't have borders. We didn't have laws. We didn't need to steal. We didn't need to do any of that shit. Times were different.
And no human being is illegal. Like, it's wild to me that indigenous people can't come on their own land and are being considered illegal. What? The only illegal people that are here are the white T folk. Let's really talk about it. If you really want to talk about it, y'all descendants of criminals. Y'all left Europe because y'all was unwanted. Y'all were heathens. Y'all the only illegal people.
There's a lot of people with mixed ancestry. I got mixed ancestry myself, and we got to be realistic when we think, are we really just gonna take the country back? So then what? Are we gonna tell everybody that they got to go home? We got to be realistic and actually set realistic goals that can be done.
I think the ones who promote solidarity and who fight with us should stay. The ones who don't and bring division and BS, you gotta go.
Yeah, I think we need to stop arguing about, blood quantum, who's more Indian than the other and all that. If you want to be Indian, Dr. Nojobs, if you're still in here and you want to be indigenous, you want to be Indian, how about you come to a march or a protest instead of going on live telling real indigenous people that they're not indigenous, that they're Asian, Siberian Huskies, Mongoloids. That stuff is degrading and racist. If you're out there and you believe anything that he says, okay, you want to be Indian? Come to the next protest. Come to the next march. You can be Indian. We need all the help we can get. Our culture back in the day, we used to adopt people into the tribe. If you guys ever seen the movie Dances with Wolves, that's what it looked like. You got adopted in. You learned the language. You had a role in the village. Either you were a hunter, you were a farmer, you were a fisherman. You were good at building longhouses or teepees, wigwams, pueblos, mud houses, whatever your people lived in. So that's what our culture used to be like. We used to adopt people in because of the Revolutionary War, French and Indian War, Beaver Wars, and disease. Statistics say 96% of American Indians drop dead from smallpox and other diseases came from Europe. And there was a lot of roles that needed to be filled. So there was a time in Native history, you know, where we would adopt people into the tribe. Or you guys might have seen movies where for like the Mohawk Nation, where you'd have to run the gauntlet, where there'd be a line, two lines of Indians, and you'd have to run in between them, and they'd all hit you with the stick, you know, with their war clubs or whatever, you know, and if you made it through, you were one of them. But it didn't just stop there. There was other tests that you had to do. They wouldn't torture you or anything like that. Those are like you know, there was times where they did do that in war times, but we were friendly, peaceful people. And, you know, I think it's time, you know, we start being more accepting of people. If you guys want to, you say you're American Indian, how about you stop, you know, trying to disprove other American Indians and say that they're not? How about you go to a campsite at the landfill? They're trying to find, you know, missing and murdered indigenous women in this landfill, and they think that the police are in on it. Or No Dapple in North Dakota, Access Pipeline. You could go there and be a water protector. They're trying to stop oil pipeline going through their oil, through their water over there. Every Child Matters, ICWA. That was you know, a law that was passed in 1979, where the United States couldn't, if you're a Native American or American Indian and you got put in the adoption system, or the foster system, or you didn't have parents, or your parents gave you up, or whatever your story is, by law, you have to go. They made it a law where they keep you with your people and your culture. There wasn't, white people and non-natives weren't allowed to go adopt an Indian kid, and because there was a lot of that going on back then, and now it's against the law. But there's just things, all different types of things that we're dealing with today. Land back is probably the number one thing. Everybody knows what that means, because everybody knows that we're on stolen land. The land isn't really anybody's to say it's theirs. It's the creators. If you guys want to check out more of what I have to say, check out the last video I posted. I'm talking about the natural world. I'm giving thanks to everything that the Creator put on this earth for us. There's other things to